Hi, welcome back to Snowdonia Stitches, and we're now starting part 2 of our giant plushy panda. So well done for making it this far. You're doing great, and I really hope you enjoy making it as well. So you should now have something that looks like this. Okay, and we've just finished round 11, so that was our 5 rounds of single crochet, and now we're going to be starting round 12. Round 12 we need to do a colour change. So there's lots of different ways of doing colour changes. Everybody has their own way, and that's absolutely fine. The way it tells you to do it in the instructions is to slip stitch into this last stitch and then colour change into when you do your first stitch of round 12. I'm just going to show you how I prefer to do it, but you do it any way you wish to. Okay, I'm just going to take my last stitch out of the previous rounds. Okay, so you can see now that's my last stitch of round 11 there. At this point I'm going to do as if I was doing a single crochet, but instead of using the white yarn to pull through, I'm going to get my new colour and I'm going to pull through with the new colour and continue my single crochet with the new colour. Okay, so that's joined there. I'm going to take my slip stitch marker out here, and the first stitch of round 12 I'm actually going to just pop a slip stitch in here. Okay, and I'm just going to pop my marker back in there, because although it's a slip stitch, it's still the first stitch of round 12, and when we're working round on round 13 we single crochet into this slip stitch as a normal stitch. Okay, so now we need to continue working single crochet all the way around, but the important thing on this round is we're working the back loop only. Okay, so instead of going through the whole stitch like we've been doing, we're going to pop our hook into the middle of the stitch and just poke through the back. I'll try and get a bit closer so you can see. Okay, so that's my stitch, and I'll just pop my hook in and I go in back loop only. Okay, and then continue to, as you would, single crochet, and you need to use that method all the way around on round 12. So back loop only, single crochet, putting your hook in the back loop only. So we're continuing this way of single crochet, back loop only for the rest of round 12. I shall meet you back here ready for round 13. Okay, so I'm just coming up to the end few stitches now of round 12. I'll just continue to put my back loop only single crochet in there, and then we'll be ready to move on to round 13. Okay, so that's round 12 done, back loop only, single crochet. So rounds 13 to 16 is single crochet all around, keeping your stitch count of 56 still, because there's no increase, there's nothing else, just single crochet in every stitch around to the end, and we're going to do that for 4 rounds. So continue your 4 rounds of single crochet and I'll meet you back here. So that brings me to the end of round 16. I've got 1 stitch left of that round to go, so it's in this stitch I'm going to pop my hook in, and now I'm going to change to my white yarn. Let's just find the end of my white, there we go. So I'm going to join my white yarn here. Oh, the stitch marker's getting in the way there we go. Pull through and continue the single crochet with the white yarn now. Okay, in the first stitch of round 17 I'm just going to pop a slip stitch in with the white yarn. Oh, okay, there we go. And I'm going to mark that because that's still my first stitch, and on the next round we just crochet, single crochet as normal. Okay, so on round 17 we're going back to single crochet all the way around, back loop only. So like we did at the beginning of this round here, we're going to do exactly the same on round 17. Okay, so the next stitch is back loop only. So if I try and do it nearer the camera so you can see, my yarn's in the way, but here's my stitch and I'm just going to go into the back loop. Okay, so just as we did on the previous round, and single crochet. So single crochet all around for round 17 in your white yarn or your chosen yarn, back loop only, and meet me at the end of round 17. So that brings us to the end of round 17. So we've done our back loop only single crochet all the way around, keeping our stitch count of 56. And for the next 6 rounds, rounds 18 to 23, we're simply single crocheting all around, not back loop only, just back to normal single crochet for the next 6 rounds. So continue in this way and I'll meet you at the end of round 23. Okay, so that brings us to the end of round 23 and we're going to move on to round 24 and we're going to start our decreasing now. So round 24 asks us to do 10 single crochet followed by 4 single crochet followed by a decrease. Okay, so let me start with our 10 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, let's get a small one, 9 and 10. Okay, and now it's asking us to do 4 single crochet. This is in brackets now. So in brackets is 4 single crochet followed by a decrease, and we repeat that pattern 3 times. Okay, so we place our 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and we're going to do the invisible decrease, so we're going to be working into just the front loops only. Okay, so for our decrease, pop our hook in, pull the yarn through, and in the next stitch, front loop only, hook in, pull the yarn through. So we've got 3 stitches on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and that's our invisible decrease. So we need to repeat the pattern of 4 single crochet and a decrease again. So 1, oops, 2, 3 and 4, and now we're on to our front loop only decrease. Okay, so that's our first one and our second one, and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and we need to repeat that again. So our 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3 and 4, followed by our front loop only invisible decrease. Okay, and now we're back to our 10 single crochet followed by our brackets of 4 single crochet and decrease 3 times. So continue with that and I shall meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so we're at the end of round 24 with a stitch count of 50 now. So our work's growing really, really well. I'll just about get it on camera. So moving on to round 25, it's asking us to do 10 single crochet, and then in brackets we have 3 single crochet followed by an invisible decrease, and it wants us to repeat that pattern of the 3 single crochet followed by the decrease 3 times. Okay, and then we're going to move back and do the whole pattern again from the 10 single crochet and the brackets of 3 single crochet followed by a decrease 3 times, and that will leave us with a stitch count of 44. Okay, so I'll begin the round with you. So we'll pop our first single crochet in there. Remember to pop our marker back in. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, now we come to the brackets, so we need to do our 3 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3, followed by our invisible decrease, which is in the front loops only. Okay, and then we need to repeat that 3 single crochet and a decrease another 2 times, and then we're going to go back to the beginning of the pattern of 10 single crochet, or 3 single crochet followed by the invisible increase 3 times. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so that brings us to the end of round 25, and we should now have a stitch count of 44 stitches. So starting round 26, it wants us to do 10 single crochet followed by 2 single crochet and the invisible decrease, and we're to repeat that 2 single crochet and decrease 3 times, and then it wants us to repeat the whole thing from the beginning again. So we're going to do again our 10 single crochet and then our 3 lots of 2 single crochet with invisible decrease 3 times. Okay, and so by the end of that round we will end up with 38 stitches. Okay, so I'll start the round with you. So let's just pop our first single crochet in there. I'm sure you're getting the idea of the pattern now with the decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so then we come to the 3 lots of 2 single crochet followed by an invisible decrease. So 1, 2 and then an invisible decrease. There we go, and another set of those. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet followed by our invisible decrease. Okay, and one more time because the pattern asks us to repeat it 3 times. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet and followed by an invisible decrease. Okay, and we're going to repeat that again. So the 10 single crochet followed by our 3 lots of 3 single crochet and invisible decrease, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so now we finish round 26, we should have a stitch count of 38 stitches. Moving on to round 27, it's asking us to do 10 single crochet, and then it would like us to repeat 3 times single crochet followed by an invisible decrease. Okay, and that's going to leave us with 32 stitches at the end of this round. So I'll start the round with you again. Okay, so I'll just pop our first single crochet in there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, some more yarn, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, and now it wants us to repeat this process 3 times, which is a single crochet followed by an invisible decrease. Okay, so single crochet followed by invisible decrease. Okay, so that's once. We need to repeat it again. Single crochet followed by invisible decrease. Okay, and again single crochet followed by invisible decrease, and as before we're going to repeat the whole thing from the beginning, starting with a 10 single crochet followed by those 3 lots of repeats, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so at the end of round 27 we now have a stitch count of 32, and we've got one more round left before we finish the body now. So round 28 is asking us to do 10 single crochet followed by an invisible decrease into the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then we need to repeat that twice. So again we go back to our 10 single crochet followed by our 3 invisible decrease, and that's going to leave us with a stitch count of 26 stitches. Okay, So I'll start the round with you. I haven't got a lot of room left, so I'm glad it's coming to the end here. So let's just pop one. Oops, just put my stitch marker back in, although I'm not actually, but I will need it just to know where we're going to finish off. But there aren't any more rounds after this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, let's get some more yarn. 8, 9 and 10. Okay, and now it's asking us to decrease into the next 3 stitches. So we're going to do 3 decreases into the front loop only for our invisible decrease. So it's 1, and 2, and you can still see this on camera. Just make sure we go into the front loop only. It can be quite tricky. Front loop only. 3. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to repeat our 10 single crochet followed by our 3 invisible decrease, and that should take you to the end of the round. Okay, and once we get to the end of the round, you're going to fasten off and leave a really long tail for sewing in this end. Okay, so I'll meet you back at the end of this round. So that brings us to the end of round 28 and the last row of the head through to the end of the body. So now you can fasten the work off and leave quite a long tail because you need to pinch the ends together and whip stitch this together once you've stuffed it. Okay, I'm not going to stuff mine now because I'm not going to fit it on camera. So what I am going to do is just show you the one I had completed. Okay, so you'll see at the back here where you have to whip stitch round and pull the end tight, and that closes your work there. Okay, if you're using this yarn, just a quick tip, the yarn snaps quite easily, so I actually chose to get a double knit cotton and did my whip stitch with that and pulled the end in just to secure it. Okay, so that's the part you need to do now. And what I'm going to do is continue to make the arms, legs and ears and the eye patches with you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the arms and legs. They're made exactly the same as we make them in the black if you're using the black. For mine, where the black stripe would be and the eye patches and the ears, I'm actually using the variegated, but use whichever colour yarn at this point you choose to use. Okay, so for round 1 we're going to make a magic circle. Okay, if you're unsure how to make the magic circle, I do have a separate tutorial on this in my other videos. Okay, so magic circle, and I'm just going to chain 1 to secure there, and then we are going to do 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Okay, so that's 1, and I'm just going to place my marker there a moment. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, and the last one 6. So we've got a magic ring followed by 6 single crochet into the ring. Okay, for round 2, which is why we wanted our stitch marker there, so we know exactly where we're going to put our hook, because this wool is very fluffy and it's quite hard to see without that marker as well. So we are going to place 2 single crochet in each of the stitches, so that will leave us with a stitch count of 12 at the end of this round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, for round 3 is asking us to do 2 single crochet followed by an increase. Okay, and it wants us to do that 4 times. So I'll take our marker out. So we're going to pop our first single crochet into the first stitch of the round and put our marker back in. So that's 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch 2 single crochet. In the next stitch we're going to increase, so placing our 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Okay, and we're going to repeat that. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and we're going to increase into the next stitch. So we place our 2 single crochet into the next stitch. Okay, in the next stitch single crochet, and in the next one single crochet. Oh, my yarn's got stuck. I'm just going to do that one again. Single crochet into the next one, we're doing an increase, so 2 single crochet. Okay, and again one more time, single crochet followed by a single crochet in the next stitch, followed by an increase in the very last stitch. So at the end of round 3, that leaves us with a stitch count of 16, and for rows 4 and 5 it's simply single crochet all around, keeping your stitch count of 16. So go ahead and do 2 rounds of single crochet and meet me back here. And that brings us to the end of round 5. So you now should have something that looks similar to this. Okay, so you can now fasten your work off and leave a long tail for sewing in. You need to make another 3 of these in exactly the same way. Okay, so now you've done your 2 arms and 2 feet, you need to stuff them and attach them to the body. Okay, the placement, you can see where I've placed mine. In the original instructions it does tell you which rows to place them and which point. I personally prefer to do it by eye, but by all means you do it however you prefer. What I will do is leave a link to the original pattern in the description box below, so you can refer to that should you need to. Okay, so stuff your feet, attach them where you see fit or through the pattern guidelines, and now we shall move on to making the ears. So moving on to the ears, take your chosen yarn and make a magic ring, and we are going to place 6 single crochet into the magic ring. So that's 1, and I'm just going to use my stitch marker so I know that's my first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's close that ring up a little bit, and the last one, 6. Okay, so now for the next round, it is asking us to chain 1. Okay, and we're going to turn the work and we're going to work back down the single crochet we've just done. Okay, and it wants us to do a single crochet followed by an increase 3 times. So a single crochet followed by an increase, which that's 2 single crochet into the same stitch there. Next stitch, single crochet. Next stitch is our increase, so 2 single crochet into this stitch. Okay, followed by a single crochet into the next, followed by an increase into our last stitch. That's our 2 single crochet in the very last stitch to finish. Okay, and just pull the tail from your magic circle in, and that gives you a really nice ear shape. So you're going to fasten off, leaving a nice long tail for sewing onto your panda, and go ahead and repeat that and make your second ear, and meet me back here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now how I made the eye patches. So with the colour of choice, you begin with a magic ring. chain 1 and place 6 single crochet into the magic ring there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, just going to pull that end slightly. Okay, and now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work and we're going to work 1 single crochet into the first stitch, followed by our increase into the next, followed by a single crochet into the next stitch and an increase into the next, and a single crochet into the next, followed by an increase into the last stitch. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and now we're going to place 1 single crochet and in the next stitch 1 single crochet. In the next stitch we're going to do an increase, so we're going to place 2 single crochet into the next stitch, and in the next stitch 1 single crochet, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, in the next stitch 2 single crochet, that's going to be our increase, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and in the very last stitch we're going to place 2 single crochet. Okay, and that gives us our panda eye patch. Okay, you can see. So if you just pull your tail in from the magic ring there, it pulls it close, and the tighter you pull it, the more of a half moon shape you'll get for your eye patch. So just play around with it and see where you're happy before you sew that tail end in. Okay, remember to leave a long end for sewing the eye patch onto your panda. Okay, and go ahead and make a second eye patch and meet me back here. So now you have everything you need to complete your panda. So once you've sewn the feet on and you're happy with those, move on to the face. Okay, the nose I've attached into the very first chain row here, and then I attached my eyes just slightly up in the pattern. It wants you to put it on the same row, but because I designed my own eye patches, I needed them to just be a little bit higher up. But again, the placement of all these things is entirely up to you. These are just guidelines. Okay, and in the original pattern it will tell you which row it wants the ears on. Let me just hide that, there we go. But again, I did mine by just looking at my panda and seeing where I felt they needed to go. So as I say, the original link will be in the description box below, so feel free to go and have a look there. And I really hope you've enjoyed making your panda as much as I have. And feel free to show me any finished pandas in the comments below. If you need any help or you like the video, pop me a message. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to help me grow and make more videos like this for you. See you soon.